Hey there, Benjamin Harvey here, and today I wanted to share with you one of the most challenging obstacles that I ever had to overcome in my journey to becoming a visionary leader just like you. You see, the thing is, for many, many years, I didn't realize that I had an unconscious block stuck inside my mind that was, in fact, allowing me to sabotage everything I wanted in life. You see, the funny thing about self-sabotage is we don't quite know why we do it, but we certainly do know that we do it. In fact, quite often in all the years I've been working with people, I often find that the number one obstacle in people's lives is the person that they see in the mirror every day. Now, I'm sure you may be able to relate to what I'm saying. But here's the thing, I had a vision that I wanted to be a visionary leader. I wanted to create an education academy right here in the centre of Sydney. And I wanted to go out there and share my mission and my message with people and really provide people with the tools and resources that allowed them to open up their hearts, open up their minds, and go out there and live on purpose. The problem is though, every morning I'd wake up, I'd get inside my car in Dover Heights, I'd drive through the city underneath the tunnel, I'd pop up in North Sydney at 221 Miller Street, I'd go to the 11th floor and there I'd sit, doing my recruitment job day in, day out. Sure, I had a nice view of the harbour and the bridge and it was an incredible office space, but the fact is it wasn't what I loved. Now, I kept thinking to myself every day, I kept telling everybody, I'm going to open up this educational facility, I'm going to be a coach, I'm going to be a healer, I'm going to go out there and share my message. I kept saying it day in, day out. And then one day I thought to myself, is this just a lie? Am I just telling myself a story to make me feel better about the fact that I'm not really doing what I was born to do? And it was a bit of a shock to myself. And I don't know if you had one of those epiphanies or one of those liberating moments in your life where you start to realize that maybe this story you're telling may not in fact ever eventuate. And it is not a nice place to be in. But I start to sit in and ask myself, why is it? Why is it day in, day out I'm driving to this recruitment job, even though I know I don't like it? Now, I've got nothing wrong with recruitment. It's just not my mission in life. It's not my purpose. It's not what I was born to do. And so I had to ask myself, what would it take? What has to happen? You know, what actually has to happen for me to leave my job and start my journey doing what I love, being a visionary leader, going out there and making a real difference in the world? And it took me some soul searching. It took me a little bit of time to really think it through. But the fact is, what I discovered was that I needed permission. Now, this is the weirdest thing because we don't consciously think that. We don't think, hey, I need to get permission from someone. You know, until Johnny walks up to me and says, you're allowed to do this, then I'm going to go and do it. But the fact is we are constantly seeking approval from others and we are petrified of being rejected by the people that we know. And so quite often we develop this belief that we need a permission slip from somebody to let us do what we naturally know is right for us to do, as in to go out there and live on purpose. Now, I don't know who the permission slip has to come from in your life, but the fact is it's probably something you need to think a little bit about. Because until you give yourself permission, nothing else is really going to happen. In fact, in all the years I've been working with people, working with thousands of people around Australia and certainly across the globe, I have found, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that the number one obstacle in their life is the person staring back at them from the mirror. And I'm sure you can relate to what I'm saying here. So here's a piece of advice. My advice is make a list of all the people that you think you need permission from. For me, certainly in my life, it was my father and my big brother. I certainly felt like I had permission from my older sister. I certainly felt like I had permission from my mum. But for some reason, unconsciously, I was waiting for my brother and my father to walk up to me and say, Ben, it's okay to go out there and be successful. Ben, it's okay to do what you love. Ben, it's okay to get out there and start being an inspiration and start making a difference. And I know it's crazy because one day I actually sat down with my dad and I told him this and he thought it was probably one of the funniest things he's ever heard. He probably can't recall the conversation because it was more than a minuscule little blip on his radar. But for me, it was quite a meaningful thing. But when he found the humor in it, I started to laugh at myself, realizing what was I thinking all these years? You mean all these years I've been waiting for someone else to give me permission to do what I love? I mean, in hindsight, it's kind of an insane thought. But when you're stuck in it, you don't quite realize just how confining it really is. So here's the thing, give yourself permission. You're allowed, take it from me. I'm giving you permission right now. You got the permission, that's it. You can now go out there and do what you love. You can now go out there and share your message. You can create incredibly inspiring products and services. You can go out there and help people live the most inspired life, or you can just go out there and turn your hobby into a lifestyle and live that forever. you are in fact allowed to do that. And another thing, without trying to sound too cheesy, that you are allowed to do is you are allowed to come along to the Visionary Leadership Conference and spend some time with Dr. John Demartini and myself, where we will share with you visionary leadership principles that have lasted the test of time. They've stood the test of time. They've existed for eons and eons and eons. And we want to share with you the most cutting-edge relative truth backed up by this ancient wisdom. So you can go out there and have the greatest, fast start or the fast track of your dreams possible. So my advice is come along to the Visionary Leadership Conference. The only person who's going to give you permission is yourself. And while you're there, we're going to share a lot more about how to get the mindset right, how to open up your heart, and really how to make the biggest impact possible. So you know that you have lived the most meaningful life and that you have in fact been able to do what you were born to do for the rest of your life. I look forward to seeing you at the conference. All you got to do right now is basically click the button down below, enter your details, and come along to the event. You are absolutely going to love it. I am certain of that. It's the first time we've run it this year. We only run it twice a year. Space is just strictly limited. So the best thing is to jump in right now. Now, two things I want to mention to you though is, first of all, the right time to register for the Visionary Leadership Conference is now. But people often say, Ben, what is the absolute right time to become a visionary leader? Now, the fact is the right time to become a visionary leader is actually not right now, contradictory to what a lot of people think. In fact, there are a few factors that you need to get exactly correct in order to make sure that your journey into visionary leadership is the most smooth possible. So in the next video, I'm actually going to mention a little bit more about that, but the best thing you can do right now is join us for the program, and from this day forward, start giving yourself permission. And with that list of people that you think you need permission from, once you've written it, you don't need to look at that ever again. Just close your eyes, imagine them walking up to you one at a time and giving you permission. So please register for the event. I look forward to seeing you there. And until we meet again, share your light, live your love, and do whatever it takes to be your own best friend. I'll see you soon.